Good evening, and thank you so much for being here on a Thursday night. If you're a part of the college community, you're aware that we're about to go on spring break, which we're all very excited for. You know, it's a chaotic time of the semester, so it's a little different that we're doing a concert on a Thursday night, so we appreciate you all being here. We're just trying something a little bit different, working around all sorts of schedules, so that first piece, of course, Samuel Coleridge Taylor transcription, wonderful, wonderful way to begin a concert. This next piece began as a Art Martinez from Monmouth, Roseville, band director there, a conversation that we had. He's done some fantastic transcription arrangements of some like wind band rep. He's got this wonderful transcription of a lesser-known Brahms piece that we hope to do sometime in the future, but last year, I think it was, we recorded a kind of young band, beginning band piece that he was working on as he's breaking into, you know, what does it mean to be a band composer and all this stuff. And out of that conversation, I asked, like, what would you think about writing a piece featuring the timbales, but maybe not in the context that we're expecting? And so out of that, Incantation and Celebration was born. Usually we would see the timbales featured in like a Latin jazz percussion type fusion setting, but here it's a little bit different. If you know of an older band piece called Incantation and Dance, there are many pieces kind of in this idiom for the repertoire. So this one both kind of looks back on pieces like that, but also, as I said, reimagining the timbales in this new context. So I'm very happy to say that we're premiering this piece. Unfortunately, Art couldn't be here tonight due to a separate commitment, but I'm also very happy to say that this piece will heavily feature one of our art students that's about to graduate. Jimmy back there in the percussion has been playing. If you've been to a concert before, you've seen Jimmy featured in other ways, so I think you'll really enjoy Incantation and Celebration. This next piece, Chamek, you had a program note in there that gives you kind of the context of this piece. In the spring, I teach a class here at the college called Music and Global Cultures, where we investigate music from all around the world. So we do a unit on India, looking at both Hindustani and Carnatic traditions of music. We just started the unit on Africa. We do a unit on Korea, and we kind of bookmark, postmark, passport all across the world, which is a wonderful class to teach. And it just so happens that every spring, usually this first wind ensemble concert is also the concert that we feature a lot of music from all sorts of parts of the world. So this next piece is written by an Indian-American composer, Reena Esmail. If you've been to chorale concerts before, you've heard some of her work. She's pretty well established in the choral world now, and kind of breaking into the band world. It's not typical for us to be playing in some of these modes, but also featuring a tabla player. And so I contacted one of my ethnomusicology friends and happened to be able to get in touch with a tabla player. So at this time, I'd love to welcome to the stage Banch Chug. So I'm gonna get the mic set up and stuff. If you don't know, these are tabla drums, which you will hear heavily featured in the next piece in all three movements. So we're very excited to share that with you. I also, as a professor here at Monmouth College, work with a ton of fantastic faculty. And one person whom I love to work with and talk with is Shweta from the Communication Studies Department. Most of our students behind me have taken a class with Shweta. And so I've asked her to come forward and just say a few words about this piece. Yeah, Shweta, you would feel comfortable coming forward.
I just wanted to thank Justin for bringing this piece at this moment in our lives. In the world and to this campus, because it's, as you can see in the program note, it's inspired by a couplet from Kabir, who was a saint from India in the 18th century. And Kabir's entire life was about peace and harmony, and we all know we need more of that right now in our worlds. And about bringing it to this campus, all these instruments that you're seeing here have kind of a shine on them, which is the theme of this piece. If you look at the literal meaning of the word chamak, it means spark. So there's shine on these instruments externally. The couplet basically gives this message that we need to work on our internal selves for that spiritual awakening, so that the shine comes from within. So I'm excited to hear this music, because once this wonderful group of people breathes into these instruments, we hear that shine from within from these instruments. So thank you, Justin, for doing this.
Can we just hear it again for Bunch on the tabla? Isn't that incredible? So I'm so fortunate. Monmouth is a town of around like 10,000 people, but we are in such a vibrant music community. I get to work with tons of fantastic music educators all the time, in addition to the wonderful students and community members you see here and my colleagues. But I also am especially thankful that I get to work with some really incredible music educators that are serving in elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools around us. And so for this next piece, we're going to feature one of those directors as a guest conductor. So I will hope you will help me welcome to the stage Miss Joanna Sheksha.
Hello, my name is Ethan Glidden. I'm the president of the Monmouth Ensemble. I just wanted to say thank you all so much for showing up tonight. We all really appreciate it. And there are just a couple of events that I want to talk to you about that are happening in the music department. Starting off this Saturday, actually, the chorale is going on tour, going around the Midwest, so we wish them the best of luck. And the week they come back, they will be doing a home tour concert, so if you can be around the area, that's in your programs. But if listening to this makes it so you just really want to hear some more instrumental music, come back May 2nd, 7:30. We'll be right back here. Thank you all so much.
you have a very nice, maybe confusing program note about this piece in your program. All I'll say is this, is that Henry Fillmore is considered among the March Kings, like Carl King or John Philip Sousa. So naturally, it was about time that we played a Fillmore March. Fillmore would often have a band play on the radio, and he had a dog trained to bark at the right time at the end of a march strain. So he was kind of known for doing that. So if that gives you any idea of kind of who he was as a person. Also, this piece is basically an advertisement for a car horn. So you might hear it in the piece. Fillmore even constructed an automobile battery-powered car horn instrument that supposedly was as loud as the cannons in the 1812 overture. So take with that what you will. I hope you enjoy the klaxon. The piece we will conclude the program with is an older, extremely important wind band standard called Variations on a Korean Folk Song. Really, it should probably be titled Variations on Arirang. Arirang is a very prolifically known folk song in the Korean community. There are tons and tons of different versions of it. It's sort of considered an unofficial anthem. There's kind of one sort of standard version that has formed, and so this piece is sort of based on that one. This piece is written by John Barnes Chance, who unfortunately passed away a little too soon due to an unfortunate accident. But he served during the Korean War, Korean conflict as an American stationed in South Korea. And so I talk about this piece in John Barnes Chance in my music and global cultures class as this sort of study of ethnomusicology. For a long time, ethnomusicologists would kind of go out and they would sort of collect and preserve and sometimes correct folk songs or kind of live outside it, like observe it from a distance and just kind of make sometimes good, but a lot of times bad judgments based on what they saw. And so modern day ethnomusicology is more about not only observing, but also going in and living this experience. And so that's exactly what John Barnes Chance did during his time in Korea. When he came back, he won multiple awards and grants to write a bunch of wonderful band pieces. And it's just so sad to me that there's probably a lot of great music that we lost with him. But this is considered his greatest work, and so he's using this wind ensemble medium to express this Arirang song, which is so important to Korean peoples. And this is at a time in our history in the 60s when not a lot of people knew much about Korean culture, and so he did a tremendous job in bridging the gap. And I think in your program note, sorry to talk so much, but there's just so much more to say. In your program note, he says that a lot of people considered it a kind of a simple melody, like almost in a kind of lower class stance. Like a lot of folk tunes get that rap, not just this one necessarily, but a lot of folk songs are considered simple. And his rebuttal to this was, no, this music is absolutely complex and deserving of understanding and knowledge. And so I equate a piece like this to, if you know, Beethoven's Symphony No. 5, ba 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 ba, is so important to Western classical music. Here he's taking Arirang and saying, this is just as important, if not more so. And so I think you're going to find that this piece is, it begins with a presentation of Arirang, scored in ways that are, using Western instruments, but are evoking much of that lived experience when he was over in Korea. And so I think you will find the variations fascinating and enthralling. The other thing I have to say with this piece is that Arirang, you will perceive it as being in sort of a major key, which will make you think that it's maybe not bright happy, although some of these variations are very festivic. And so it's just going to come across, especially at the beginning, as kind of happy and hopeful to you, but actually at the heart of Arirang, this is not the case. It's more bittersweet and nostalgic, maybe some longing, maybe some love. We present Arirang, and then there's a kind of festive variation. The second variation features the oboe, a double reed instrument, and we find double reed similar style instruments in Korean culture, but this larghetto variation where he takes the melody and flips it upside down and sets it in this kind of more brooding modal minor key, that's kind of more at the heart of Arirang. So I hope you will enjoy this standard and just an absolutely wonderful piece, Variations on a Korean Folk Song.